Hi everyone, welcome to Battlestar Galactica, and in today's episode we're going to take a look at the different versions of the official Battlestar Galactica soundtrack album that were issued by Universal Studios around the world. Now right now we're taking a look at the US version of the album that came out in 1978 and was an instant bestseller for Universal Studios. Look at that beautiful art on the front, and on the back you're going to see some of the artwork that was featured in the theatrical poster. Now, this again was a huge hit, and Universal rolled it out around the world to follow the TV show and the theatrical film as they were premiering in different countries. Now, here we're taking a look at the Canadian version of the soundtrack album. It is a little different than the US sleeve that we just saw, as it was made in Canada, and some of the liner notes are different and some of the wording on the back is different, but it still features that awesome artwork on the front as well as the striking poster artwork on the back. And it was also a huge hit in Canada. Now, when Battlestar Galactica became a huge box office hit in the Italian market during the spring and summer of 1979, one of the only official pieces of merchandise that you could find was the official album, and that is what we're looking at right here. It's not only printed in English, but it's also printed in Italian, and there are some subtle differences on the front and the back. But again, take a look at that beautiful artwork, and just like the US release, they did use the images from the theatrical poster on the back, but again, it is printed in Italian and English. Now we're going to take a look at the British version of the album. Now, it's very interesting, as supposedly this album came out months before the movie premiered in England and was a huge hit, even though British collectors and fans never knew what Battlestar Galactica was. But here it is, and they did something different in England. They took the artwork from the back and they made that the cover, and it looks really cool. It really works for the album sleeve here. And as it was manufactured in England, some of the wording and copyright information is totally different than the US issue. And now we're taking a look at my favorite sleeve of all Battlestar Galactica soundtracks, the Japanese version. Now, this version is my favorite of the bunch because of the totally different vibe from the US release. I love the fact that it's printed in both English and Japanese. Take a look at that. And I like the idea that they included a story sheet. The problem what happened in Japan was that the record album came out about 5 months before the Galactica movie premiered during the spring of 1979. That posed a challenge for Universal Studios because people were picking up the album and had no idea what it was. So they included this like fact information sheet inside that told you everything about the production and a basic breakdown of what the audience was going to see when the film was finally premiering. And you're going to see that sheet in a second. You're going to notice there's no stills from the TV series or the movie. They actually use Ralph McQuarrie artwork because I believe that's all they had when they produced this album. Again, it came out way before the movie hit the Japanese market. Now, what I just showed you is the tip of the iceberg when it comes to collecting the Battlestar Galactica soundtrack. According to Universal Studios, it also was exported to Portugal, Spain, Germany, France, Australia, and even South Africa. If you happen to have one of those versions, please let me know in the comments below. I'd like to know if it's a variant on what we just saw. I also want to thank Phillips for creating one of the most iconic pieces of music in sci-fi fantasy history. It is up there with the greats. When you listen to it, you feel like you're blasting off into space in a Viper hunting down evil Cylons, or you're on a strange alien planet. It is just an amazing piece that really takes you away into the world of Battlestar Galactica. I hope you enjoyed this episode, everyone. Please subscribe to the channel so I know you're out there. Give it a thumbs up. I'll see you soon, and have a great Galactica day.